Hello Gates. This was shocking. After decades of silence, Cindy Landon, widow of the late TV icon Michael Landon, has stepped forward at age 68 to reveal what truly happened behind the seemingly perfect marriage. A man who played Pa to millions, whose public image was wholesome family glue, is now revealed to have been living a very different private truth. In fact, while his fans believed he was the model husband, he admitted he felt very guilty about developing feelings for another woman while still married. This revelation isn't just celebrity drama, it changes how we view a legend, a family, and what they sacrificed. What you're about to hear is the inside story of that relationship, the betrayal, the cover-ups, and the aftermath that no one expected. Stay with me, because what Cindy reveals doesn't just reframe one marriage, it reframes an icon's legacy. When Michael and Cindy married in 1983, on the surface it seemed like the happy ending many believed. But the truth is far more tangled. By then Michael had already been married twice, had 9 children, and was dealing with the exhaustion of being America's family face on shows like Little House on the Prairie. He once confessed that while still married to his second wife, he was like a kid with a crush on Cindy, a younger makeup artist on set. Let's pull back. Imagine the pressure of being the wholesome TV dad, with cameras rolling, fan letters piling up, endorsements waiting, yet behind the scenes a marriage disintegrates unnoticed. Michael's second marriage ended in 1982. He said they had grown in different directions. Meanwhile, Cindy was part of the show's behind-the-scenes world, half his age, and eventually became the woman he married. But Cindy's new revelation is that it wasn't just a romance, it was the culmination of a secret tension that ate away at the family. She describes the years before the wedding as fraught with guilt, late-night phone calls, hidden meetings, and a mounting fear of. Michael himself admitted to feeling guilt, but the truth Cindy now reveals is deeper: the emotional betrayal for the children, the quiet collapse of a household, the sense of loss that lingered long after. Here's a surprising fact. Industry insiders say that as Michael's affair progressed, network executives began questioning whether he could still be Pa anymore. His image was at risk. That's the kind of risk most fans never knew about. Let's talk about the transformation. For years Cindy stayed silent, raising 2 children with Michael, Jennifer and Sean, protecting his legacy, tending to philanthropic work after his death in 1991 from pancreatic cancer. But now, at age 68, she has decided that silence is no longer an option. She says the family deserves the truth. She says the world deserves to see the full picture, not just the TV father, but the man behind it. And what she reveals is this: the marriage that looked stable and loving was already fractured when they said I do. The secret guilt, the affair, the emotional distance, these weren't isolated incidents, they were the foundation. Cindy says she felt alone while Michael navigated the fame-marriage interplay, and that his devotion to his public image often came at the expense of his private life. Contrast this, Michael's persona, father of the year, wholesome hero, versus the man who admitted he could no longer suppress his feelings for someone else. The disparity is painful. And the damage extended. Cindy says the children felt it. Michael Jr. later said finding out blindsided him. Now for the twist. Cindy says she is not simply telling a sad Hollywood love story, she is issuing a warning. She says the partnership was never about 2 equal souls walking together, it became about protecting a star, protecting a brand, protecting an image. And in that dynamic she warns marriages pay the price. Another revealing piece, Cindy says that in the final days of Michael's life, he turned to her with a dying wish that she remarry so their kids would have a father figure after he was gone. It shows how, even at the end, his concern was for legacy, not the messy reality of what his earlier actions had done to the family. So what does all this mean? For Michael's fans, it means reconciling the love with the flaw. For Cindy it means owning her part, the children's part, and the truth. She stepped out of the shadows to say, yes, he was hero to millions, but he was human too. And the marriage suffered in ways you never saw. And there's one last piece. Cindy reveals the moment she decided the truth had to come out, even posthumously. She says she couldn't carry the silence any longer, not for Michael, not for the children, not for the fans who believe the myth. That decision, she says, changed everything. So here's the takeaway: the story of Michael and Cindy's marriage isn't just about celebrity, it's about human complexity, about how love, fame, guilt, and silence collide behind closed doors. Cindy's revelation at 68 pulls back the curtain so we can see what really happens when the actor who played father on screen struggles to be one off screen. If you've stayed with me this far, ask yourself, how many times do we accept the smiling picture at face value? How often do we ignore the cracks behind the facade? Cindy's story invites us to look deeper, to ask better questions, and to understand that even icons have shadows. Here's what you can do next. If you knew someone whose marriage seemed perfect, consider what you're not seeing. Share this story with a friend who believes in myth and not reality. And if you're facing your own version of silence in a relationship, take a page from Cindy's book. Confronting truth might just be the most courageous thing you do.